right? To all you old heads that's running around trying to live y'all second childhood because you finally came up on some money at 41 years old, 43 and a half. Now you running around with all the designers on, all the big ass sneaks, trying to act like you a cool ass old head. You're not. You're corny, nigga. You always been corny. Ain't nothing gonna change that. You a CMF for life, a corny mother. And you know who know that you're corny? All the that knew you before you was 41 and a half years old and finally got your life together and got some money. Now you run around and you thinking you got a nice car, you got the big ass Balenciagas on that you ain't supposed to be or having. No, you too old for that. I'm just telling you, you're still corny, alright? And you got the big ass teeth in your mouth. That don't mean nothing. You're corny, alright? I was gonna go get my pups done, but I ain't found the nigga who ain't made two big teeth yet. So I'm gonna run around with these pups. But the bottom line is, you niggas is still corny. If you wasn't a fly nigga, you wasn't a live nigga when you was a young nigga, just cause you're old and you finally got some money and you think you figured it out, you're still corny. Don't ever forget that. Right?
I just think that's just it's like I mean I understand people get on IG or IG Live, they just they want to talk, whatever quick thought going through their mind, and they want to make a quick thought, they want to joke. But no matter what age you are, if it's if you getting some money and you have access amount of money and you want to buy stuff, jewelry or clothes or stuff that you never had before, so fucking what? Let them buy it. 40, 50, 60, 70 years old. And they want to wear the new style that's going on right now, and they didn't have the money before to buy it, but for whatever reason, whether it's a new job or a new business, or whatever's going on in their life that has their money, that increase their money, and if that's something they want to go and do it because they missed out on it or whatever, let them do it. So what?
It is funny. I would say this. I was on Lake Mary Boulevard today, and I was heading straight on Lake Mary Boulevard. A guy in a Ferrari was turning left onto Reinhardt, and he had the Ferrari convertible, and he was dressed like in clearly these designer clothes, and he was an older guy, and I just couldn't help but have that thought. Like, what the fuck's up with this guy? Like, you gotta dress like that? Like it did look like it looked forced. It looked, and I get what he's saying. Like if you are a certain way, and maybe you're the same way, but just have a little bit more money to do that, that's okay. But if you're a guy that was just like, no designer stuff, no sense of fashion or matching outfits, suddenly you get some money in your mid 40s and you're, decked out like a 20-year-old. That is something, But my kids criticize me for like trying to dress too young or whatever, and oh dad, you should dress more like this. I don't want to be that motherfucker in slacks on a weekend and in boat shoes. That's not gonna be me. So if you want that to be your dad, like you gotta go get adopted because that's not gonna happen.
That's like, man, honestly, I don't care what people do, but I understand what he's saying. Jay-Z said, you could try to change, but that's just the top layer, man. You was who you was before you got here. So people who they never like, I've never been into fashion or clothes. So people who never been that way, they do look goofy because they don't wear it right. They wearing the wrong shit. They do like you just look goofy. No matter how much money you got, if you goofy, you gonna look goofy. Yeah. And it's gonna be funny. And there's gonna be people like Gillie who's not gonna let it go. Me, I'm just gonna think to myself, this guy looks goofy.
Right. That's totally what I thought about.
That's all it is.
That's totally what I thought about Ferrari Man though. It was just like, I don't know what this guy does, but this just doesn't look natural, man. Like that's the guy. If you found a picture of him at 22, and put that like, no,
you just gonna like I got a friend. He into shoes and he into clothes. That's his thing. So no matter how old he get,
that's what
he's gonna be a fly dude. If for some reason now that I'm like older and I'm more financially stable, and I start buying a bunch of Jordan and shit, people gonna look at me and be like, what the fuck is wrong with black? Because I don't do that.
Yeah, I think it's like, and I do think like certain people that they have a style, like, and it's like even if they're not wearing necessarily expensive stuff, they just have a way.
Right, that's just how they are.
Just a swagger to them, and that's just who they are. And like, okay, if they kind of just upgrade that when their money gets better, I'm not gonna hate on that. But like the ones where it's just like, I've been a dork for 35 years. and now
Now you got to mirror
Suddenly
jeans and
it's
shit.
like-
Like, come on, man.
He doing
suddenly
too
I
much.
got
I never
everything.
been a I was thinking about this a week or so ago. I never been a big fashion guy either. But you know what messed that up is when I realized like I can get girls like without that. Like
Right.
like girls claim they care about a guys what they wear in fashion, but
They really don't.
Really don't.
And it's like,
that's what messed me up when I was a kid.
since I never had that, and I just had to find other ways to get women.
Yeah.
I don't need it now. Like
Yeah.
now that I can get certain things, I don't need it because like that was never my pull, my hook.
Yeah, that's never the hook, right?
Yeah, so-
and that's the thing. I found that I can hook without it, and then it's like, who else am I trying to impress? Another
So if you
man?
bust out with some
Another dude for what?
you bust out with some
No.
Fendi shit, the people gonna be like, Bubba, what the fuck?
But that's funny you say that because like I think a lot of things that women wear and women do
It's to impress other women.
is impress other women.
Right.
Because a lot of the guys we just don't care
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Like we're not. That's not moving the needle for us.
Right.
You know, if you have a good ass and you're not annoying to be around, like well, okay, that's all.
Yeah,
Right.
tights, them little $3 tights that they get from Shein, that'll get me every
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Exactly, yo.
But it's like going and doing all the extra stuff. It's really you're competing with other women.
That's the
for
thing.
each
Like
other.
guys who just all of us like that guy who you saw in traffic.
Yeah.
Women see him and be like, "That's not how you wear that." So it's like we know that you're what we in Florida we call you're a duck.
Yeah.
So I'm going to date you or be around you because you're a duck.
Take
Not
advantage.
because you are dressing nice.
Yeah.
Because you're not dressing nice. You just spend a lot of money on that.
And sense the signal that
Yeah.
you have a lot of money you don't know what to do with. So I'll probably
Yeah,
help
so I'm
you.
going to spend some of
I'll
that.
help you figure that out.
Help me figure that out. No.